Omega Boost. Why fish is a brain and heart builder, but watch out for mercury in big predators. Fish remains one of the most scientifically supported foods for promoting long-term heart and brain health, and modern nutritional research continues to uncover new advantages associated with regular consumption. The unique benefit of fatty fish lies in its exceptionally high concentration of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA, which the human body cannot produce efficiently on its own. These omega-3s are incorporated directly into cell membranes throughout the body, improving the flexibility of red blood cells and enhancing the function of neurons, allowing electrical signals in the brain to travel more smoothly and efficiently. This mechanism is one reason populations with high fish consumption, such as Japanese, Mediterranean, Nordic, and coastal island communities, consistently show lower rates of cardiovascular disease, depression, dementia, and inflammatory disorders compared to populations consuming primarily processed foods and industrial seed oils. The heart protective effects of DHA and EPA are particularly well documented. Clinical studies show that omega-3s help reduce dangerous arrhythmias, lower triglyceride levels, reduce blood clot formation, support elasticity of blood vessels, and minimize chronic inflammation, which plays a central role in atherosclerosis. When inflammation is consistently elevated due to poor diet, stress, or obesity, plaque inside arteries becomes unstable and more likely to rupture, causing heart attacks or strokes. Omega-3s help interrupt this process, offering a protective buffer that medication alone cannot fully replicate. Regular fish consumption also correlates with reduced risk of sudden cardiac death, an effect strong enough that many cardiologists now recommend 2 or more servings per week as part of standard preventive care. The brain, too, thrives on seafood. DHA is a foundational component of the cerebral cortex, the region involved in decision-making, memory formation, and emotions. When DHA intake is insufficient, cell membranes become rigid and communication between neurons weakens, contributing to cognitive decline, shortened attention span, and mood instability. Studies in children demonstrate that adequate omega-3 intake supports learning, behavior regulation, and visual development, while lifelong intake is associated with reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease and age-related memory loss. In pregnant women, DHA plays a critical role in building the fetal nervous system, making fish an invaluable food during pregnancy, but only if chosen carefully, because this is also the period when sensitivity to toxins like mercury is highest. Fish also delivers advantages that go well beyond omega-3s. It provides high-quality, complete protein necessary for muscle maintenance, immune function, and tissue repair, and unlike many red meats, fish is lower in saturated fat and usually easier to digest. It is one of the few natural dietary sources of vitamin D, an essential nutrient for bone health, immunity, and hormone balance, especially in individuals with limited sun exposure. Fish offers selenium, iodine, B vitamins, and trace minerals that support metabolism, thyroid function, antioxidant defense, and energy production. For people shifting toward plant-forward diets, seafood can fill nutritional gaps without relying heavily on supplements. Even canned options like sardines and light tuna can be cost-effective and nutritionally valuable when chosen wisely. But the key to maximizing benefits while minimizing risk lies in understanding mercury exposure, particularly methylmercury, the organic form that is easily absorbed and stored in animal tissue. In ocean and freshwater ecosystems, mercury released from industrial pollution transforms into methylmercury, which accumulates first in plankton and small fish. As larger fish eat many smaller fish, the mercury becomes increasingly concentrated through a process called bioaccumulation. Predatory fish at the top of the food chain, such as shark, swordfish, king mackerel, big-eye tuna, marlin, and tilefish, may carry mercury levels up to millions of times higher than the water they live in. Because methylmercury binds tightly to proteins, it cannot be washed, cooked, or removed during processing. When consumed in significant amounts, it accumulates in the human brain and nervous system and can interfere with neuromuscular function, memory, speech, movement coordination, and sensory processing. Pregnant women, those planning pregnancy, breastfeeding mothers, and young children face higher risk because methylmercury transfers easily through the placenta and breast milk and crosses the blood-brain barrier in developing infants. Even moderate exposure can affect IQ, attention span, motor skills, and language development. For this reason, major health authorities, including the FDA, EPA, WHO, and American Heart Association advise avoiding high-mercury species entirely during pregnancy and limiting certain types of tuna. Yet these organizations still strongly endorse regular consumption of low-mercury fish because the nutritional benefits, particularly DHA for fetal brain development, significantly outweigh the risks when smart choices are made. Safe choices include smaller and shorter-lived fish such as salmon, sardines, anchovies, trout, herring, Atlantic mackerel, cod, pollock, and whitefish, which contain minimal mercury but highly concentrated omega-3s. Health experts recommend most adults consume fish 2 to 3 times per week, while pregnant women can safely consume 225 to 340 grams weekly of low-mercury options. Canned light tuna may be eaten occasionally, but albacore, white tuna, should be limited to no more than 1 serving per week. Children should consume smaller, age-appropriate portions and avoid predator species entirely. Consumers looking for cleaner, more sustainable seafood can rely on certifications such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, and ASC, Aquaculture Stewardship Council, or consult well-maintained guides like Seafood Watch. Fish can truly be one of the most powerful foods for strengthening the heart, sharpening the brain, improving mood, supporting development, and controlling inflammation, but only when chosen with awareness. The problem is not fish itself, but the growing environmental toxin load in marine ecosystems, which requires smarter selection rather than fear-based avoidance. By choosing low-mercury species, varying seafood types, and sourcing from responsible fisheries, individuals can enjoy the full nutritional spectrum of omega-3 rich fish without exposing themselves or their families to unnecessary neurotoxic risk. In a world where lifestyle diseases are rising rapidly, fish remains one of the clearest, most evidence-supported ways to build resilience and longevity. Smart consumption transforms a simple meal into a powerful investment in lifelong cognitive and cardiovascular strength.